It is the Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 132, coming off of a loss to Missouri, of course, in the bragging rights game last Thursday.
Brutal
Not
loss.
only a loss, really just an absolute embarrassing
The worst loss in bragging rights history, I believe they said.
Yeah, well, the score shouldn't have been 22.
It should
have been about 52.
It should have been like 30 something at least.
Well, I don't think the theme of this episode is going to be panic mode, but I do think there are some concerns to talk about because I think there's a lot of people out there, maybe rightfully so, after that game that are kind of like, okay.
I think instant reaction was panic mode.
Well, I think you have to
for good reason.
in that
Illinois
spot.
looked terrible on both ends of the court, and the guy, Coleman Hawkins, who's supposed to be the third-year guy that's played in these bragging rights games, basically was a no-show. So, but we'll get to our Pogs first, like we always do. I'm going to go with Sincere Harris. I know that he didn't, he played 18 minutes, but he's 3 or 4 from the field. Made his only 3 he took, which is always good. He's a consistent 50% from the free throw line. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, a steal. He just seems like the only guy that wants to be there. That's why I picked him. I don't know why Brad kept him on the bench for the first 9 minutes of this game, but he did. And then, afterwards he says, oh, Sincere needs to play more. Well, play him more then, Brad. He apparently is the only guy that wants to show up every day and play hard. I mean, there were other guys that played decent, but to play hard every day, that's what Sincere does.
Well, this was the hardest game for player of the game selections.
Right.
And I think Sincere is always a constant. In losses,
he's an easy pick.
In losses, especially, he's an easy pick because he's always going to be doing something. I went with Matthew Meyer. I just think that he's the only guy that really allows the offense to be run through him because he actually is not afraid to take shots. I think there's a lot of guys that on this team are afraid to shoot.
Yeah.
I think the number one poster boy for that is probably the next guy we're going to talk about.
Sure.
But Meyer, doing what he does.
He was solid.
Shots.
I mean,
made a really, really low percentage 3 early in the game.
Yep.
When Illinois comes out with RJ off the side of the backboard and Shannon airball.
Illinois didn't hit the rim in the first 4 shots or something.
Meyer with like a step back 3, money. But Meyer, last 4 games, 16 points, 21 points, 14 points, 21 points. He's made 14 threes in the last 4 games. So he's coming around. I think he's 14 for 27 from 3 in the last 4 games. That's over 50%. Still has less threes in the season than Shannon by 2, which is surprising. But you look at the numbers, I mean, those 2 right there and Epps are the only ones that are really hitting threes at a high number. Even
everybody else is awful from 3.
Not even really percentage-wise. Their percentages are in the 30s, which is fine. Meyer's at 38 pretty much.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of issues in terms of inconsistency from 3, and Meyer's really the only one that seemingly wants to play and shoot the ball, and he seems like the most disgruntled or annoyed with the situation out of everybody. So it's a weird spot to be in. Probably wishes he went to North Carolina or stayed at Baylor. North Carolina's still a disaster somewhat, but probably should have stayed at Baylor.
Zachary Hinkle's here. He said that we doxed him on the last episode. Live watch party, those aren't really episodes. People don't watch those except for this one, apparently.
Missouri fans.
Sorry, Zach. We were trying to get your golf balls to you. So DM us on the Twitters or something, and we'll get those out to you. So you won the golf balls. If you don't want them, we can give them to somebody else. But that's the only reason why we doxed you is because we didn't know who you were. And I just made an educated guess, okay? Hopefully nobody was listening.
No, they weren't.
So, back to the game. Matthew Meyer again. Like you said, he is the only guy that seems to consistently want to be aggressive on the offensive end when Illinois runs the offense right now is brutal. Coleman Hawkins, a big part of the offense, not being very good right now. 24 minutes. He sat 8 minutes in the second half or something like that. He was 2 of 8 from the field. Brad got his wish, and he shot 5 to 7 threes. He was 0 for 6 from 3. He had 0 points. He was 0 for 1 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and a whopping 6 turnovers.
Well, I will say this. One of those threes was not his fault that he took it. I can't remember I think it was Ant Wright who tweeted out all those clips. I retweeted like all of them, so I blew up everybody's TL with like 9 retweets of his videos from the game. But there's one where Sky not making a play with the ball and then just gives it to Coleman with like no time left, and he just has to chuck it up. So that's one instance there. And Sky Clark, I don't know where we're at with him right now. It's not going the way that I thought it would.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I thought Sky was doing a lot better. Like I was really enjoying how he was running what offense there is, taking open shots. And this game, he just kind of seemed to fade in the background. He only played 19 minutes. He was 0 for 4, misses only 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, he didn't have any turnovers. I don't know. I guess that's good.
That going for him, yeah.
But his defense, I think, is what kind of irritated most people. He got backdoor cut 2 or 3 times. He just seems really slow on that end. And I don't know if it's this switching defense that he's not used to that's messing with him or what, but he just is a step slower than every other guard he seems to be stuck on. Like I thought he was. I said it in the Penn State game. I thought he was really good against Pickett because Pickett's one of those slower guys that tries to back you down. But as far as a quick guard, he doesn't seem to be able to hang with any of them. So, Schlag Boys here. Good afternoon, fellows. Thanks for helping us get through the rough patch. I sure hope the team is in counseling this week like we all had hoped. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the team. We have a quote from Brad later that we'll talk about, which I thought was, he's kind of saying there's nothing wrong, but there's clearly something wrong. I know a lot of people went after the 247 guys for saying there was something wrong. So they see it more than probably anybody else. So I wouldn't ever doubt what they say. Terrence Shannon Jr., I wrote you to ask who your pog was. And I said Terrence Shannon Jr. had a good game statistically, besides his missed threes, which I don't know, when was the last time he made it? He made a 3 in the A&M game, right? But before that, he's been 0 for a lot. But 37 minutes for him, 6 of 13 from the field. He went 0 of 5 from 3, 10 of 12 from the free throw line. So getting, more, almost half his points from the line, 22 points, 7 rebounds, which I really like to see from him. He had 5 assists, a steal, and 2 turnovers.
He's 2 for 17, or no, 2 for 22 in the last 5 games from 3. He made 5 against Syracuse, and then last 5 games he's got 2 for 22. Not great. Yeah. 2 for 22, and the fact that he's still shooting, almost 33% from 3, kind of impressive. 2 for 22.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to his 3-point shot, but it's
I think it's kind of what maybe we should have expected. You look at him at Texas Tech, there was similar things. Like he had a stretch last year where against Kansas he was 0 for 5 from 3, but then against West Virginia he's 3 for 7, but then the previous 2 games he's 0 for 4. Previous 4 games, you don't count the time he missed, he was 0 for 10. So yeah, just an inconsistency from 3. Last year he shot 38%, a lot better. Hopefully he can pick that up. Also notable, he's taken 71 threes this season. He took 86 in 26 games last year at Texas Tech and 84 in 28 games the year before that. So he's shooting a lot more threes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I guess Brad wants him to shoot threes, but man, I mean, when you got 2 guys, maybe, I mean, Epps was 2 of 8 this game. So, and you have Matthew Meyer. Other than that, everybody was 0 for. Right?
Well, RJ just simply can't do it with that shoulder. He just can't do it.
One, but yeah, I don't know if that's RJ's shoulder is messing with his shot because he was 0 for 3 this game, 0 of 2 from 3. He only played 12 minutes, so you got to think that shoulder was affecting him a lot more this game than what they're leading on to, I guess. So
I think one thing that I worry about with a guy like Sky, who probably should be taking more threes and making more threes, is it seems like they aren't able to get a lot of space on the perimeter for him, because it seems like a lot of times those threes that he's taking are, a few feet behind the line. It doesn't seem like they're not making the offense easier for him, especially since he's not like a modern, like some of the elite point guards in college basketball, a little bit bigger than him. It says he's 6'3", but do we really think he's 6'3"? I'm not so sure about that.
yeah.
But it just seems like obviously they have a serious issue in creating any sort of space on offense against anybody.
And that's you look at, Missouri and how they move and do everything, and it's literally just guys with the ball and everybody standing around. The only time I remember somebody cutting, I think I even pointed out during the watch party, was Melendez. He started to cut, he got to the free throw line, and then he just stopped and jogged back out to the 3-point line. Like, there is just absolutely zero movement on this offense. Zach's here. Zach, what's up? He said, you think Coleman is the locker room problem, and was the triple-double the worst thing to get his ego bigger? I don't think it helped his ego.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to think
I've always
about.
questioned Coleman as a passer, and I mean, he just, Brad always says, oh, you see so many passes ahead, but that's, make the first one. Caleb's here. How you doing? He said his son just got a Hawkins jersey. He thinks he wants a refund. Probably fair.
I mean, absolutely. That's a mistake. In terms of Hawkins, he's not Steve Nash. I think that's clear. He's not Magic Johnson. He's not, Steve Nash, obviously a smaller guard, but obviously everybody knows Steve Nash, tremendous, terrific player, of course. But Magic, a bigger guard. And so, yeah, he's not Magic Johnson. I think we're clear on that at this point. Although maybe the Lakers will take him next year and he'll become that.
I just don't know. Like, my thing is, I don't know what Coleman can do, let alone good, what he can do great. And all we hear is that how great he is. I think somebody pointed out that he was the only 3-star on Illinois' court at one point. Like, I mean, he was 120th. I know those don't mean anything, but to say that this guy is, this is the end all be all of how good Illinois is a big stretch, and he just keeps hearing it from the coach. That's all he ever hears. So
I do worry right now, especially. I do worry a little bit about the lack of a veteran point guard. Like, I think if you look at some of the best teams in the country, they have a veteran that's been there and has done that. And we kind of talked about that a little bit preseason. I think bringing in a guy like Courtney Ramey would have been good. Obviously, he goes to Arizona, but you look at Houston, they have Marcus Sasser. You look at Tennessee, they have Zakai Ziegler and Santiago Vescovi. I don't know if it's Vescovi or Vescovi, but UCLA has Tiger Campbell. Yeah. Kansas has DeJuan Harris. I mean, all these teams have a veteran running the show. I know Marcus Carr is at Texas. I don't really, think that he's really running it as much. I think Tyrese Hunter's more of that, but Tyrese Hunter was great last year and has played. So, and Kirk Kriisa at Arizona. So, like, you look at, I almost listed all of the top 10 teams in KenPom in the country, and they all have veterans. And the one outlier is Purdue. But Purdue runs a real offense, and they have an elite National Player of the Year center. So,
yeah,
Illinois
monster in the middle
certainly lacks that. Now, Arkansas could be another outlier. They do have Nick Smith and Anthony Black kind of running the show there. Those guys are freshmen, but the difference is that those guys are bona fide top 10 picks in the NBA draft, one and dones.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different. Plus, I think that the coaching for a lot of those teams, they run real offense and they trust their players. I think Underwood does trust his players, but I don't know if his players trust themselves at this point.
Yeah, and
there's a real lack
of talked about that a little bit too.
There's a real lack of not having a veteran point guard, and you can't really make up for it with a guy who's 6'10" who's pretending to be a point guard.
Yeah. Steve's here. Steve, what's up? How you doing? Zach says, why is a 6'11" guy so scared to do a layup or just a little post up on a guard? We don't know. We've been questioning it.
Because he's a baby deer.
It's unreal. He seems so soft when he has the ball, which is weird.
I think he's playing.
I mean, people are talking about how he needs to get the ball in the post and stuff. He got the ball in the post and then couldn't hang on to it. I mean, Missouri was so active on the defensive end that Illinois couldn't hang on to the ball, which is a major problem. So Caleb says that he's turning into Curbelo 2.0. He needs to look for a shot first,
Hey,
not fast.
you know what the difference is? Curbelo could get to the rim as a 6-foot point guard.
Yeah.
Hawkins can't get to the rim, and he's 6'10".
Yep. You're
That
absolutely
is
right there.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Jaden Epps, we talked about him. He played 29 minutes, so he took a lot of Sky's minutes. 4 of 13, 2 of 8 from 3, like we said, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He did have 3 turnovers also. But there was really, I mean, nobody was spectacular in this game.
Epps he's starting to join Meyer on the list of he's not afraid to chuck it up.
No.
He's been shooting a lot. I think that's a good thing. I think there are some players in this team that are afraid to, I don't know if ruin their stats is the right term, but don't really feel like shooting.
Well, it's just like, I mean, Missouri, shoots 60%, but like how many times are they just wide open? I know they made some really good shots, and I sent you that thing from shot quality that said Illinois had better shot quality than Missouri, which I think is absolutely insane. But I guess maybe I just missed it. I don't know, because it seemed like everything Illinois shot was defended and everything Missouri had was in the lane with people just lost. They're just lost. So
Missouri had way more confidence than they should have coming into this game. Like Illinois should have been, I don't know if Illinois should have been the more confident team, especially coming off the Alabama A&M game, but Illinois just looked completely shot. Missouri looked confident, ready to play. Missouri is one of the most efficient offenses in the country. Like they're 7th in KenPom adjusted offense right now. Obviously, the numbers in that game helped it go up, but their 2-point percentage, I think they're 2nd in the country. Effective field goal percentage, they're up there. It's just not what Illinois is. Illinois is so much better inside the arc than they are outside the arc in efficiency this season, but they seem to just think that living and dying with the three is kind of how they have to play. I don't know, man. They've taken a lot of threes.
Need some 3-point shooters to do that. Danger, I thought it was weird he only played 16 minutes, but I guess I want to say his defense is a liability, but whose wasn't in this game. But he was 4-4. He was 50% from the line, just like normal. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 turnovers. I mean, those are pretty good numbers for playing 16 minutes.
I am ready to put Dane Danger in the starting lineup and switching back to how they played last year. I think
they need to. They need to.
Ant Wright posted it. Give him credit. He posted it. Go back to you start Epps at the 1. Sky come off the bench. Make Sky like your 6th or 7th guy. That's fine. Give him a reset. Try to figure it out. You got. They're not going to bench Hawkins, so we can stop acting like that's going to happen. I would say I think he tweeted Epps, Shannon. Was it Epps, Shannon, Meyer, Hawkins, Danger, or something? Maybe did he say Melendez? I don't know, but just you gotta like Dane Danger is shooting 74% from the field.
Yeah.
So at some point you gotta just let him play, and you don't need to switch when he's in the game.
Yeah.
Don't switch anybody. I don't know why they intend on doing that, because I know he's not Kofi, but the way that they played last year obviously worked. They won a lot of games.
Right.
So if you're going to make an adjustment, I think that's the adjustment to make. Do I think Brad's going to do it? No, because why would he?
He acts like he's going to change now. He's got to change something. Or
I think the only change he makes is Epps for Clark. I think that's it.
The only change he makes is making these guys tougher. Toughness.
Yep. A lot of toughness.
Ty Rogers, 16 minutes, 0 for 1, 1 rebound, 1 steal. So
toughness wins in March, as we've seen with Brad Underwood Illinois teams.
We only have 2 dogs on this team. Harris needs to play a lot more. 1 dog, yes, 1 dog.
Ty Rogers is a dog.
Ty Rogers, but he's
BBV, except better.
Yeah.
More talented.
Yeah, he's got more talent, but yeah, he has a lot of growing to do. Is Sky guaranteed to start every game like the ace? Yeah, I want to say that he does. I feel like that there's something there, but
I don't think Sky's.
It kind of, it's shocking that Brad clearly hasn't trusted him in late game scenarios. So what's wrong with starting him on the bench? I don't get. You're gonna if he's gonna end the game on the bench. What's the difference?
Has he he hasn't been good The last game was bad. A couple games mixed in. I don't think he hasn't played his way out of the lineup in the same way that others have.
Yeah, I think that this game was clearly Sky's worst game. But I've been talking the last 3 games how I think that they have been progressively his best games. But yeah, when you get beat backdoor all the time, but again, Illinois' defense is so weird, and it just seems like the guys don't even know how to play the defense Brad wants them to play. So go back to just man and see what happens, please. That's all I want. I just want to see, Brad, do it for a game, and then you can come back and say, "See, idiots, this is why we are switching everything." Because you're giving up 51 points in the first half and then 42 in the second half to Mizzou in a bragging rights game that people risk their life to go watch.
Well, who's played themselves out of lineup the last couple games? Coleman Hawkins. 11 turnovers the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
He's 1 for 9 from 3 in those games.
Coleman, we got so much hate for dissing Coleman, and now everybody is. So, welcome to our wagon, folks.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I do think that they're going to change. I don't think RJ is going to start the next game, and if he does, it's like, why?
I don't think there's. Yeah, he's got to heal.
Why is he even playing? He should not be playing right now.
Yeah,
last 2 games he's played 15 or less minutes, and he hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
it's not his fault. But where's Luke Goody? Is there any update on Goody?
I don't know.
Get him in there. He's fine.
With
Throw
the
him
boot,
in.
he might be better with the boot on at this point.
If Underwood really wants to send a message, I think you start Zachary Perrin and AJ Reed.
Yeah.
Is it Reed or Red?
Red. I think it's REDD. I believe.
Yeah. So start
them in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Other notes and quotes. Like I said, they went 7 of 31 from 3 for a whopping 22%. They allowed 59.2% shooting and 50% from 3. So the things that we've been worried about, how teams shoot the 3 against them, especially teams that have good 3-point shooters. Our 2 players to watch. I mean, we're just some bums talking Illinois basketball, and we knew you needed to watch Kobe Brown and Demoy Hodge. The 2 go. Kobe Brown goes 31 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, 5 rebounds. He shot 10 of 15, and he was 3 of 4 from 3. Demoy Hodge goes 4 of 9 from 3 with 4 steals and 20 points. I mean,
Kobe Brown, Dante Scotted Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's literally what Dante Scott does to Illinois, is what he did to them.
Yep.
And it was tough. I want to see how he did last year in the bragging rights game, because obviously Illinois pretty much flipped the script on them last year, beat them by 25. So Illinois beat them last year by more than Missouri beat them this year, for being fair. Just so everyone knows, Illinois beat them by 25 last year. Anyway, Kobe Brown, let's see, he had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and he was 5 for 14 from the field. So not as good, but also they just got dominated. So, what can you do?
Yeah. Illinois had 17 turnovers, only forced 10. Missouri had 23 assists on 35 buckets. Illinois had 10 assists on 25 buckets. So Missouri almost had more assists than Illinois had baskets.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's good stuff.
So then Brad was asked about the chemistry. Of course, that's what everybody's worried about. This team has no chemistry. I mean, there's people tweeting that there might be guys that don't even come back after the holiday break. Sure, whatever. Brad Underwood said, quote, "Chemistry, I think, is really good. We have had worse. We need to learn to trust. Trust is the last part of being a really good team. You have to trust what you are doing. You have to trust your teammate that he's going to drive and kick it. They need guys that can actually drive the ball, I think, first. And be ready for a 3. You got to trust that he is going to set a screen. Another thing, who sets the screen on this team? Because I've seen Coleman Hawkins try to set screens, and he doesn't even touch the guy. I mean, he has the worst screen setting.
Dane Danger,
yeah. But still, Dane Danger plays 16 minutes. not going to set a lot of screens. So you got to trust that he's going to set a screen and roll every single time. And trust is the one thing we haven't done. Everyone is doing their deal, and we can do it in practice, but we do not trust each other. Right now, we don't trust enough. We don't love each other enough to trust them to make the pass. So, not great there. Brad also said, which is absolutely crazy. You're gonna have to take this for a second.
He said, quote, "I'm going to lead. There's no doubt. They need it. They need my help, but I haven't been very good." This is such coach speak. Like, this is coach speak on another level. It's so stupid. Like, none of it goes anywhere. Anybody who writes an article on these quotes is a moron, because what is that? Like, none of this is notable at all. Like, it's just what coaches say. So I don't know. I don't really think we can really have any takeaways from this.
From the trust stuff.
Well, I just read the I am going to lead thing as well.
Well, that's what. So I tweeted this out because after the Penn State game, said if I have to lead this team, then we're in trouble. And then this game, after they get stomped,
it's coach speak.
He says I have to lead this team.
It's what coaches say.
Yeah. He did say, quote, "It's ultimately on me. Tonight was beyond that. This group doesn't have my footprint yet. Toughness." I mean, keep yelling at them. That'll make them tougher, Brad. And then he said, "I have to get us tougher. You can't win it in the college game without toughness. Soft teams don't ever win, and I've not been good at that." So Brad took the blame for his guys not being tough enough. Not that, they don't play with heart or whatever.
Okay. Can we just become like the mid-2000s Phoenix Suns and just literally play no defense and just try to score 100 points? Like 7 seconds or less. They said it earlier in the year. Let's do it. Bring in Mike D'Antoni as an assistant and just run. Don't even care about defense. I know it's college basketball, but let's have some fun if we're going to
Aren't they supposed to be running? They're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, but they can't because they don't have anybody that can dribble without fumbling it. Like, their best guy at running the floor can't dribble. Give me the Phoenix Suns, 2005, 2006, no defense, just take 83s, try to score 130 points. That's what you got to do, I guess, because obviously they can't defend. Because, like, Brad's not even giving them a chance to try to defend without switching. And I really wonder if the assistant coaches like that. Do you think Chester Frazier and Alexander and Tim Anderson, do you think they like the fact that they're not even trying to make changes defensively? Because I don't think Chester Frazier seems like the type of guy that probably likes the idea of being matched up with one guy and just dominating defensively. And Illinois has no chance to do that. It just takes away any sort of individual talent on the defensive end. Like, Terrence Shannon is a great defender. Have we seen it that much this season, especially recently? No, because he's just like, nobody's ever in the right spots and they don't communicate. It's like almost January and they're still like, it's ridiculous they're still doing this.
How about calling a timeout before a team goes on a 10-0 run on us? Brad Underwood keeps his timeouts very clay. It's like they're worth gold.
Well, they obviously, everybody knows they roll over to the next game, so got like 30 timeouts ready to go against Bethune Cookman.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that this team seems to need to do to get back on track.
Have they worn the Navy jerseys yet this year?
No, I think they burnt those a couple of years
ago. Bring them out. Let's go.
Might as well. Can't hurt anything. Bethune Cookman, who cares? Whatever.
Yeah, this game's stupid.
After that, you start with Big Ten play again. That's going to be really where we see if this team is reacting to Brad Underwood or if they're fighting Brad Underwood. So I think it's Northwestern, right?
Northwestern, Wisconsin, Nebraska, I think is how they start in the Michigan State.
Everybody says that Illinois has a cupcake January. Last I checked, Wisconsin's 15th in the country right now.
And Illinois sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got to make changes. I don't know if he will. Brad Underwood seems like everybody talks about how, dynamic he is in changes to, the defense and offense, but it took them what 11 games to put the spread offense in, to try to spread the floor more. So I don't know.
They have two opponents that are ranked better than them on KenPom in January: Indiana and Ohio State. Illinois is 31st right now. Wisconsin's 35th. Nebraska's 45th, or Northwestern's 45th. Nebraska obviously 89th. Michigan State 44th. Minnesota 197. They play Wisconsin, Nebraska again later in the month. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's not good math. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 4, 5.
That's just called
6,
counting.
7, 8, 9. That's not good counting. nine games in January. A lot of winnable games. Like, I think they could go 7-2 or 8-1 if they are, good again, which remains to be seen. But their 2 games against Indiana and Ohio State, who are ranked ahead of them, are both in Champaign, which is big time. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't think this game is going to really tell us very much, but I guess we'll talk about it anyway. Illinois, Bethune Cookman, Thursday night, 7:30, FS1. God knows why this game's on FS1. There must not be any other sports on.
Nobody on, yeah.
This game means nothing, and then you put unless they lose, it means everything, which is true. But
yes.
I don't think they're going to lose. I think this would be the absolute rock bottom.
Is that weird that we have to question that, though?
Well, I mean, you look at
I know you're not
Iowa, Eastern Illinois. You look at Kennesaw State giving Indiana a bit of a scare.
Yeah.
So I guess, you never know. But Bethune Cookman's 4-8, 4 straight losses. They started 4-4, which is obvious. I don't even know why I put that. They lost by 40 to North Florida, who's 237th in the country on KenPom.
Okay.
They lost by 12 to Incarnate Ward. Apparently that's, 354th in the country. They lost by 21 to UTSA, who's 320th. And they lost by 2 to North Florida. They played them again. That was a home game for them. They lost by 2. But this is a terrible basketball team. It really is. They're really bad. They might be the worst team Illinois played, with the exception of a couple early ones. 338th in the country inside the arc, 2-point percentage. Awful. 342nd in guarding 3-point percentage. So they allow teams to be efficient.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So Illinois is going to go 8 of 40 in this game.
Yep. And as a team, they don't shoot a lot of threes. Illinois is going to go 6 for 38 is my prediction. I'm going to say Meyer is 5 of the 6, and I'm going to say Dane Danger shot clock running down from 3. It's the 6th. So Coleman 0 for 7. Hawkins, I just almost said Coleman and Hawkins.
Coleman 0 for 6. Hawkins 0 for 9.
Hawkins 0 for 9. That's 0 for 15. Yeah. Their projected lineup: guard Zion Harmon, 6-foot guard, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in their last game. Marcus Garrett, 6'2" guard, had 27 points versus North Florida and 21 points versus UTSA. Guard Joe French, 6'5", 27 points, 5 boards, 2 assists against UTSA. 37% from 3 this season. He was 44% last year. I guess he didn't play in 2020-21, but then the year before that, he was 42% from 3. So not as good this year. Forward Kevin Davis, 6'6", played first 2 seasons at East Carolina, then played a season at Samford, and his last 2 seasons are at Bethune Cookman. And then Dylan Robertson, 6'10", and my thoughts on him are nope. Nope. This guy doesn't do anything.
Hey, so. What's East Carolina's?
Huh? Yep, that's a good question.
You always make fun of me if you're mistyping.
Well, if you want to go back a page, you have Sky Clark with an extra E, and you spelled Sincere Harris wrong, but I didn't say that. So
no, I changed Sincere. That's
well, I printed so
the
it's
document. My daughter says I understand why we're going to this game now. We're going to this game because tickets are like $10 a piece. Hey, go get that cup so I can show everybody too.
Watch Dylan Robertson, stud center. Literally does absolutely nothing. I would start Dane Danger so Dane Danger can have 40 and 30 in this game. Like, this guy, I don't even know why I wrote nope. Let me just make sure why I did. He's a senior. Played at Sam Houston State 2 years ago.
Averaging 7.5 a game.
It's just like I looked at his offensive rating and it's not good. Huh? Last 5 games, he's been brutal. Didn't play against Chicago State. But I guess he does shoot 53% from the field, so whatever. Good enough. I don't know. No, I just didn't feel like adding any other notes for this team. It's just not worth
I
the
feel ya.
time. Not worth the time. This team is
That's what my
just
daughter got me for Christmas. Look at these. Oh, whiskey glasses. They got the map of Champagne on the back. I don't know if you
champagne.
guys can see that.
Yep.
Cool. Anyway,
Very cool. All right. Ken Palm, Illinois, 47th adjusted offense. It has gone
my wife says we're
way
going to
down.
this game to see so we can see a win.
If
Fingers
it's not a
crossed.
win, then I think we're done here. If it's not a win.
Burn it down.
Yeah, I think Brad probably, see you later. A little thin ice action. Bethune Cookman, 332nd adjusted offense. Illinois' defense finally starting to drop in Ken Palm. It should have been 30th a month ago. It's 30th now. Bethune Cookman, 348th ranked defense. And then adjusted tempo, Illinois is continuing to drop, 86 now. Bethune Cookman, 131st. So that's the only metric that's remotely close. And it's a metric that really doesn't matter. Other than the fact that Missouri did get out and run and had success against Illinois doing so. And Illinois completely let the play be driven. They didn't dictate any of the game at all. So Shocking development. Players to watch.
I'm going with Coleman Hawkins. I think I'm gonna pick him every game because I love watching mediocrity. And then I'm going with Zion
I don't think that's
Harmon.
the word.
It sounds like the word to me.
I think it's mediocrity. There's a T in there.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Nailed it.
All right. And then I'm going with Zion Harmon because he had 17 points last game. I don't know because I just picked the first guy that was on the list. So anyways.
That was a weird comment we had there. All right. Mine is well, I'll tell you after. Sky Clark. Sky Clark, see if he gets a little bit more confident. His best game of the year was who the hell was that? Was that Lindenwood?
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So see if he can do it against Bethune Cookman. Then Marcus Garrett from Bethune Cookman, like I said, 27 against North Florida, 21 against UTSA. Going to be matched up here. Well, I guess since Illinois switches, we can't even really say that, but Shannon probably would be.
We'll see. We'll see if they switch.
That'll be interesting to look for. You could yell at Brad to not switch. Maybe that would.
We're
pretty far away.
We're up in the nose.
Nobody's showing up. Nobody's going to this game.
It's sold out. That's why.
Well,
it'll be interesting to see how full it is being sold out.
Well, if they're within 10,
they were $10 tickets. So
yeah, if it's like a 10-point game with 5 minutes left, you boo them off the court.
I will,
because I know they're just kids, but still, I mean, come on,
don't worry,
please.
Yeah, I did all my yelling at Brad in Vegas, so I was close enough for him to hear me there.
They were good in Vegas, though. So
yeah, I know, but Coleman was trash.
How the mighty have fallen since Vegas.
Predictions.
Yep.
I got Illinois winning 86-60. They're going to give up more points than we want them to, I'm sure, and there's no way they're reaching 90 with this horrid offense.
Yeah, I don't know if they're capable of winning a game by 40 at this point, but I'm going to go with it. 91-51 Illinois wins. I think this is the game. This is the one because Alabama A&M, it's just ridiculous. And then I think they finally realized, okay, if we're going to get destroyed by Missouri like that, we got a lot of issues because the Penn State game, as bad as it wasn't like complete domination like this game was. The fact that Illinois got to 71 points against Missouri is a miracle. So. And this is the one. This is the one we're going to be feeling good going into Big Ten play because this is going to be like 53-16 at the half. So,
I hope so.
Be prepared for that. So. And I think Terrence Shannon might have 51 points in this game. Might have a record. So might maybe record watch.
Record breaking, huh? All right.
Yeah. Some notes from the podcast world in terms of numbers, I guess. Yeah. Now 3 videos over 1,000 views on YouTube. So shout out to
Caleb says 80-57 Illinois wins.
That seems more reasonable than mine, I would say. But 3 videos.
Over guessing on these teams.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when Illinois doesn't suck, my predictions are pretty good, but
yeah,
never know now. But 2 of those 1K views are the Missouri losses. So Missouri fans obviously enjoying watching us doing that because the comment section did dictate or indicate that in the last one.
Yeah, we did have a great turnout for everybody that showed up for that. I think we were averaging like 40 people. So Thanks for coming out to that, by the way.
And a shout out to Missouri, who's about to get destroyed by Arkansas and Kentucky. So have fun. Have fun being on the bubble, you losers. Hope you enjoyed this game. And then our other one is the episode 124 from November with the UCLA win and the preview versus Virginia, which I think most of the takeaway from that was that we went after Coleman Hawkins and then people went after us.
People love Coleman Hawkins.
Which, you know,
they haven't been commenting
how do you like
lately.
us now?
Yeah, they haven't been commenting lately.
Well, I called that one Coleman Hawkins lover a certain name on the watch party, and he's out of here. He said, "See ya. I'm gonna go watch the 247 stream where they do absolutely nothing except say all this buttoned up BS about professionalism and stuff. Screw that. We're not here for that. If you're here for professionalism, you are in the wrong place. Go watch Jeremy Werner and that other clown."
Mizzou, Kentucky tomorrow night.
I don't think this Kentucky team's that good, but I think they can beat Missouri. But also, who knows? Maybe Missouri's good. I don't know. Definitely a little bit more impressed with them than I was a couple weeks ago. But also, we got to remember this is a team that got destroyed by Kansas. So a team that actually runs an offense and plays defense can probably beat them, which is the opposite of Illinois. We're on Instagram now. I just decided to throw it out there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll post some clips and pictures and stuff. I don't know. What do I know at this point? But it's at Illini Basketball Podcast. So if you're on Instagram, we got 2 followers right now. One of them is me. So really getting the numbers up there.
There we go.
By one of the first follows I had was I followed Illini Basketball, followed Underwood. I think the first player I followed was maybe Meyer, I think was the first one that popped up. So it's not, there's no rhyme or reason, but I did do that. Maybe we'll have merch next year. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Maybe we'll do it. Okay. I don't know. Seems like a lot of work to set it up, but maybe I'll give it a look.
I think the fans want a thin ice shirt.
Probably, yeah. That's probably a good point.
I need to bust one of those out. And our giveaway winners, before you get to the watch party stuff, giveaway winners, Zachary Hinkle, Ryan Steffen. Is that right? I haven't been able to get to the post office this week. I'll probably send them out Monday. So we already have one address. Zachary, we need your address so I can send those to you. But congratulations to you guys. Hope you hit those into the trees.
Which I don't do because I'm fairways all day, obviously.
That's right.
Naturally. Right. Next watch party it's going to be in January. It could be maybe January 7th against Wisconsin or January 10th against Nebraska. Because I know you're going to the Michigan State game. You're going to the Bethune Cookman game. So
yeah. No watch party this Thursday. Me and the family are going up to watch the game live. But Saturday, what time's that game? 12:30. I think I could probably swing that.
The 12:30 game, then Nebraska's a Tuesday at 8. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll do one. Yeah. I don't know.
The followers are already going up on Instagram. Woohoo! Probably doubled them.
We're
with
back.
My family right there.
We're back. I don't know. Northwestern is a Wednesday, so I can't do that. I assume you probably can't do that anyway. But Northwestern sucks anyway, so that's an easy win. Minnesota is a waste of time. You're going to the Michigan State game. Indiana, I don't think we can do. Maybe. I don't know.
Are you going to the Michigan State game?
I think we'll find out how Illinois plays the next few weeks or the next week to maybe determine that. I don't know.
Okay. Fair.
But yeah, we'll see. But we'll definitely have a watch party in January. I think we've already either tied or broken our record for most of the season.
I think the last one broke the record, even though it was a virtual watch party.
Which, Missouri fans enjoyed going after us, I guess. I don't know. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. Syracuse.
5.
Yeah. 5. 4, 5.
I thought we've done 5. I don't know.
I think it's 4. Because we did Eastern Illinois and then Monmouth, Syracuse, Missouri. I don't know. We didn't do that many last year. So anyway.
That's true.
NBA mock drafts.
Texas. You didn't say Texas, did you?
Oh, we did do Texas. I forgot about that.
We did 3 in a row there, didn't we?
Texas
Syracuse, Maryland.
And Maryland wasn't one, but okay.
Got any thoughts on the bowl game? Yeah, nobody's playing in it.
It's 3 guys that aren't playing.
No, I don't.
3 of their best players, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
I watch Illinois football, but I'm
It's a tough spot, obviously, with the Mississippi State situation. Mike Leach
Yeah.
passing away, legend.
Bad deal.
It's a game that I think Mississippi State's going to be motivated to win because their coach there, the defensive coordinator who's going to be their head coach, is officially their head coach, so they got something to play for with that. I don't know how Illinois is going to come out. I mean, bowl games have kind of become very hit or miss in terms of players playing and teams being motivated and stuff. So I don't know. It's always good to be in a bowl game, though, especially a post New Year's bowl game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though the name of the bowl is ridiculously stupid, so they got that going for them. 2023 mock drafts for the Illini and the Big Ten. Interesting topic to discuss before the new year. I don't think we're going to cover it again until after the season anyway, but I was kind of looking to see where we're at since, the NBA season's not to the halfway point yet, but there's, 30 games plus in for everybody. So, where do they view them in terms of the mock drafts? I went with Bleacher Report here. This is Wasserman mock draft, which most of these NBA mock guys stink. So I'm going to go with a guy that I trust in some form or fashion. This is from December 22nd. So this is before Illinois losing to that team across the border. One lottery guy, which doesn't surprise me. I don't think that we went into the season thinking that the Big Ten would have more than one lottery guy.
Yeah.
And I think we thought that there was a chance they'd have 0 lottery guys. Because the freshmen coming into the Big Ten, not overly high on the 5 stars. Chris Murray, maybe people thought he could be a lottery pick. I doubt that happens now, but you never know. Jed Howard is projected 10th to the Pelicans right now. Michigan freshman, of course. Related to Juwan Howard, his son.
Yeah, son.
Shocking development that he went to Michigan. Yeah. Then you have Chris Murray, 27th to the Grizzlies out of Iowa. Oh, of course, Coleman Hawkins, 34th to the San Antonio Spurs. Insane. San Antonio used to be viewed as a team that's really good drafting, developing, keeping their talent in-house, winning titles with, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. And you're telling me that they've fallen this far, they're going to take this guy at the 34th pick? That's insane to me. Their organization must suck now if they're doing that. Terrence Shannon Jr., 40th to the Lakers. If Shannon went to the Lakers, he would get a chance to play. I think that would be good for him. 40th. I think his age probably drops him out of the first round, similar to Io. Even though Io was an All-American, I don't think Shannon is going to be an All-American unless he turns it on in Big Ten play. But we were talking about Shannon as a lottery guy like 2 weeks ago, so this kind of sucks now.
Mm-hmm.
Then Trace Jackson Davis, I think probably would have been much higher a couple years ago. For some reason, decided to stay at Indiana as if they're going to win anything. That's embarrassing to think. He's 53rd projected to Atlanta right now. So only 5 guys. I can't think of anybody else that could slip in. In the Big Ten, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's somebody that I'm forgetting. Let me see if there's anybody else on the.
Caleb says it seems like every analyst in the country is pulling for Mississippi State. Yeah, I think there's for good reason. My daughter says that we need a TikTok now.
Well, if we ever had a TikTok, I would not be running it. So that's kind of where I'm at on that one.
Agreed.
Need to get one of the younger folks around there. I'm a little bit, too old for TikTok, obviously, naturally. Let me see here. Big Ten. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. A lot of UCLA. The UCLA might have 4 or 5 guys drafted this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not missing anybody from the Big Ten. So yeah, the Big Ten sucks. Is pretty much my thoughts. But this mock draft here from December 22nd has Shannon 22nd and Hawkins 27th and TJD 30th. Interesting. I don't think that whoever wrote this knows what they're doing.
Talking about.
Yeah, because I don't even see where the hell is Jed Howard. And Chris Murray 11th. That's maybe the worst mock draft I've ever seen. So, all right, yeah, a lot of Big Ten Hall of Famers coming in the draft next year, and Illinois is going to have 2 guys drafted probably.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to go undrafted between the 2? Shannon,
yeah.
Yeah, that's how stupid this all is. Guy who's like maybe what is Hawkins right now on this team? 6th best player, 5th best player. Because right now
Is
I'm
he
taking
any
Meyer,
good?
Epps, Danger, and Shannon over him. That's 4. And Luke Goody, who hasn't played, that's 5. And RJ Melendez without an arm, that's 6. Oh, and Sincere Harris, that's 7. Oh, Ty Rogers, too. He actually plays defense. That's 8. Oh, wait. Sky Clark, not ruining late game situations. That's 9. Oh, Zachary Perrin, tons of potential. That's 10. So that's 10 guys I just named right there that are better than Coleman Hawkins on this team. There you go. Less negative plays.
Stardom. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
They better win. I think that we have, I guess, one more podcast before the new year, I would say, probably, because we probably need to get rid of talking about this game as soon as possible.
Yep.
So, all right.
Probably over the weekend sometime.
Yep. Illinois better win.
When do the Packers play? We can do it during that.
Well, I wouldn't do that, but Sunday, of course. Duh. What is it, amateur hour? All right.
Monday night footballs.
Well, they already played their Monday night game, plus Monday Night Football, sham.
All right.
Yep, episode 133 will be coming your way when we talk about how Illinois just dismantled the Bethune Cookman program. They'll be shutting down after this one, so big win coming up, and we'll see you next time for episode 133.
Later.